You heard the saying, he or she was made to do this. I was absolutely thrilled to do this interview with this man who, if you haven't heard of him, you've certainly heard him. Whether it was on your favorite radio station, a commercial, and if you're a sports head, you definitely heard him on ESPN. He is the guy behind the voice. And that voice, honey. Oh, you'll recognize it once we begin the interview. Meet Rick Party. He's been in the radio game for over 30 years, a mega radio talent who's worked in all the major markets, New York, Miami, Atlanta, Chicago, where he was born and raised, by the way. He's hosted his own nationally syndicated radio show. He's a voiceover talent, providing imaging for stations around the world. He's full of energy. People are drawn to him no matter where he goes. He's one of those rare finds in humans. What makes Rick so rare? His love of giving, showing up for other people. You'll be able to feel it in our interview, where he was surprisingly open and vulnerable. We talked about his 7 kids, his lessons learned in love, even what scares him most. Sit back, settle in, and go with me on this ride with radio talent and voiceover guru Rick Party on this edition of Yes, Honey.
Yes, honey.
Welcome to Yes, Honey.
Yes, honey.
A podcast celebrating people who are healthy, happy, and whole.
Thank you for every single day that you give us an inspirational word.
Yes, honey.
It's inspiration in a word. And now here's your host, JD, the Diva.
First of all, thank you.
Thank you for
doing
having
this.
me.
I know how busy you are.
But I always make time for you. So.
Oh my gosh, here we go. I have a random question, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just random. Who is your favorite superhero?
Oh my, Superman. Superman, yes. Superman. That would be.
my gosh.
I like Superman because Superman is just, you know how Karen White says, I'm not your superwoman. And I get that. I feel like I need to be Superman to everybody.
Oh, you really
my
do.
children, my people. I forgot to take the brunt of everything.
And where do you think that came from? That's a lot of pressure, though, because I feel like you are kind of like Superman.
My
to be
mother.
honest.
My mother. When I think about the times when I was young, my mom was an educator. And during the summers, you know, teachers don't work. So we had to get public assistance. So my mother still, with whatever we had, she was always still giving to people. And I would always question that. And she would always say, because she's doing the Lord's work, the Lord is going to reward her. And I was like, how the Lord going to reward you? He ain't gave you no money yet, you know. But the reward came in, you know, with us doing well, with us surviving the South Side of Chicago, with us surviving the hood. So that's really where it comes from, even through her sickness. You know, she was always taking care of people. Comes from a mama.
You got it from your mama.
Yes.
That superhero thing. And I would imagine that's a lot of pressure, though. I was kind of alluding to that a few minutes ago, to be a Superman. Do you feel like you're obligated to do what it is you do? Because, you know, when I first met you, I was like, how is he doing all of this? Hi, and why? Are you real? I didn't think you were real, honestly.
No, I do. And I remember on my old radio show, I had a conversation with my my co-hosts. And I would say to them that it is our obligation to take care of people. And we kind of went back and forth with that. So they was like, I don't have to do nothing. It's my money. I'm like, no, it ain't yours. You know, it is yours to help. Keep some for yourself, but you're supposed to help other people. And I just believe that. I don't believe that any of this is it. You know, money, for example, and things they go from hand to hand. So that's proof in itself that it's not ours. And when we leave, it's going back to somebody. You know, so we are definitely obligated. At least I am. I'm speaking for myself.
You're living up to it. I tell you,
Yeah.
I don't even know if I could ever begin to feel those kind of shoes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you've been in the radio game for like umpteen years, like 30 years.
Yeah, over 30 years. 30,
Been in all the major
35-ish.
markets.
Yeah, pretty much all the major markets. If I didn't work physically in the market, you know, I worked in Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Dallas, Miami. My voice was on a lot of these stations just as of the voiceover imaging. I think my voice has really been in every major market, just for radio imaging alone.
Give me something so people know you.
Let's see. What's one? Oh, yeah. I'm gonna say one of my favorite stations.
Okay, go.
I'm gonna go out of the states. I'm gonna go to Hawaii. That way, nobody in the states can be like, y'all
that's
tripping.
right.
Yeah. Let's see. 93.9 The Beat, Hawaii's #1 for hip hop.
Girl,
How's that?
okay, you know what? That does something to me, Rick. Stop. Don't
Oh,
do it
okay.
again.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. So that is a gift. You know that.
Yeah.
And so did you ever imagine that you would be utilizing your voice to make money? It's a career, obviously. When you were growing up in Chicago.
I did. You know, me and my cousin, I can say me and my cousin rather say my cousin and I. Me and my cousin, we used to sit down with these tape recorders and listen to weird stuff like Dr. Demento and Wolfman Jack and then the local radio stations. And I somehow fell in love with radio, making dedications to my girlfriend who was in school while I got kicked out of school, and listening to the program director, Earl Boston. I remember him. Yeah, he took me under his wings I was a teenager, like 15 years old, and I think in the back of my mind I wanted to become a radio personality, and him taking the time, and that's a whole story. I got the whole story for that if you ever want to know that. But he taking the time to talk to me, the little kid who's on the other end, asking him every day, "Why are you calling this radio station and you supposed to be in school?" I said, "I'm sick." He said, "Don't give me that. Be honest with me."
Wow.
I said I got kicked out of school, and he said, that's not the route to go. He told me how he became an auto mechanic, crushed his finger, couldn't work on cars anymore, became a DJ. Someone heard his voice and he became a radio personality. Someone at a radio station said, "Hey, we want you to join the radio station outside of the club." And that man taking the time to talk to me, I knew exactly at that moment that I wanted to be like him. Wow. I knew I wanted to earn money. I knew I wanted to influence people all over the world. And that, honestly, Janine, I think that was one of the clear inceptions that I saw of me giving back to people, because this man did not have to take the time to talk to this kid on the other line. Yeah.
That's good. That was your defining moment.
Yeah.
For so many things.
Yeah.
That is so cool. And so did he give you the name Rick Party? Because you said you were like 15. Were you weren't really partying then, Rick, were you?
No, I was.
I don't know. You might be.
No, I was my real name. I was using my real name, Zurich Geron. Yes.
Oh my God.
Zurich Geron, and Rick is derived from Zurich. After meeting Earl, I got myself back into school and went to the Columbia School of Broadcasting, became the little program director on that station. I was probably like 17, 18 by this time. And, my first job was in Wilmington, North Carolina, then Macon, Georgia. Yep. Then Charleston, South Carolina, and then Norfolk, Virginia. So the program directors and GM there, Tony Richards and Steve Crumley,
you're doing good to remember names.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. They love my air check. They love the whole air check, my radio demo. But they say, "You speak so fast. Like, what is your name?" It sounds like you're saying Zertron. I would go, because I was working at Magic 101.7 in Charleston. So I'll be Magic 101.7 is Zurich. You're on the party dog, and I coming. We got $1,000. Call it 10-888-90910. I was rattling it off, right?
Exactly.
And they loved my hype, my energy, and all of that.
Like, what's your name, though?
Yeah. I said, "It's Zurich, you're on the party dog." And it's like, Zurich, you're on the party dog. It's like you said, Zertron. They said, "Do you have a nickname?" I said, "Rick." And they said, "Okay, your name is Zurich Jerome, but you call yourself the party dog. Let us think of something." So they went into the office, they came out, and they said, "We got a name for you." I said, "What is it?" They said, "Rick Party." It's like,
and you said,
"Rick Party? What the hell is Rick Party?"
That's you.
Like, Rick Party what? So I was working in Norfolk at 103 Jams Wowie, and I was a night guy, killing it. And we had high ratings, and I was Rick Party. I played with that name until I got it right. So I was like, "Yo, it's your man, 103 Jams, Rick Party. What's up? It's Rick Party." I was, what up? Who is this? I was, man. I just played with that name. Hyped. Oh my gosh, that was my thing. That was me. I was that hype dude on the radio, and that was it. From that moment, yeah. So
that is so cool. It's a great story.
So Rick Party was born.
Rick Party was born. Da,
yes.
da, da, da.
Right.
So you mentioned that you got kicked out of school.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why did you get kicked out?
Because growing up in Chicago, you hear the stories of Chicago, all the crime, and in our communities. I lived in that community. I lived in Inglewood, one of the main neighborhood that they talk about. I grew up there. I remember in kindergarten, we couldn't leave. This is back when kids could walk home from school by themselves. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Back in the day.
Back in the day, we can walk home. So they couldn't let us out because the Blackstone Rangers, a gang, and the Disciples were having a war. So we couldn't leave. So we always lived with that fear that something could happen or would happen. So growing up in a gang-infested neighborhood, my mother wanted us to go to the north side, a better side of high school, thinking that it would be much different than the south side. It wasn't. I saw people get stabbed, and fights are always happening with Asian gangs and black gangs. I was like, damn, this is worse than the south side of Chicago. And I was honestly, being from the south side, I was scared to go to school. I was honestly afraid to go to school, and I didn't go. I did not go. In fact,
my God, Rick?
Yeah. In fact, I remember going to my, I think it was like a history class or something, and the teacher, he said, "I'm sorry, I don't recognize you. Who are you?" I said, "I'm Zurich," and he goes, "Yeah, let's see, Zurich. Oh yeah, you were expelled 90 days ago." So.
Oh my God! They didn't even tell you were kicked out of school.
Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh, you had missed probably so many days. I would imagine.
I know. So.
And so, God, that was because you were afraid to go to school.
Because I was afraid to go to school.
That is sad.
I wasn't going to school. I ain't show up.
So, did you graduate from high school?
I did not. What? I did not graduate from high school. I never did. And that's a story I don't share often. And the reason why I did not share that story is because I didn't want my children or my nieces and nephews to think, well, since Uncle Zurich made it, right, I can make it.
No, I get it.
Yeah. But I did go to an alternative school and get an alternative diploma, if you will.
Yeah.
So
you got educated.
I got educated, you know what I'm saying? Quite honestly, not going to school, for me, it was unfortunate because of, where I lived. Chicago was tough, but the radio game educated me, having to read every day, having to be around adults, having people like Earl Boston and Mike Evans, who works in Memphis when we worked in Macon together. Mike was my big brother. These were my people. These were my teachers. These were my professors, my mentors.
Yeah.
And I learned the hard way, so.
Yeah. Wow. I was going to ask you, what was Chicago like? But you just told me. Yeah. So you are a father.
I'm a father of 7 children.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Who
I'm a
does
father
that
of 7.
in America?
Me and Nick Cannon.
Oh, my God.
And I think Nick Cannon may be my son. I'm not sure. So, no, I'm just kidding. Me and Nick Cannon, right?
Oh, my God. Did you always want a big family?
No, I wanted to do the practicing. I just wanted to practice, having kids.
You wanted to get it in.
I just wanted to get it in. But you know what? I always loved children. And I remember seeing my first son born, Zurich Jr. I just remember holding his face, and I was like, this little face looks just like mine. Like I'm holding him right in my hands. I was like, wow, this
That's
little
amazing.
human being. And you know what? Having children, that was my reason to push forward, to work. I knew that I did not want my children to grow up the way I grew up in poverty. So I was a young guy in my 20s. I was 19, actually, when he was born, going on 20. And I just did not want him to experience what I experienced.
Yeah.
So,
That was your motivation.
That's my motivation. He is my why. He's my why. And all of my children.
Why.
Yeah, all of them became my why. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what are the ages and the sex?
Well, Zion is 12. She's my youngest. She just turned 12 on July 4th. And my son, Pascal Big Gap, he's going to be 26 this year. And the other ones are 27, 28, 29, somewhere. I can't keep track of them. Yeah. The oldest is 33 years old. So I know all the birthdays and.
Oh my gosh, ages 12 to 33.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and we have
like you're 25.
Yeah, I get that a lot, I mean, I've heard someone tell me that I'm 53, by the way. They said, man, you don't age. You don't look a day over 52. I was like, for real? I was like, wow,
like,
52,
okay,
bro?
well,
I mean,
yeah,
really?
literally.
I take that, man. I take that, yeah.
That's amazing. So what kind of father do you think your kids would say you are? Use some adjectives for me.
Loving, caring, giving, fun. I think those are some of the words. And then, sometimes when you have children, you can get on their nerves. And I have, some could say a pain in the ass.
Well, all parents are. I mean, you wouldn't be a good parent if your child never said that about you.
Absolutely. Really. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's good because you and I talked about just relationships with fathers in particular.
Yeah.
Because I told you I really didn't have a good relationship with my dad because he left when I was really young.
Oh, wow.
And so there was some resentment there.
Right.
And so just recently, though, I made amends. I forgave him. So I'm wondering, and I don't know what the home situation was. Were you present in all your kids' lives as they were growing up? And if not, like, how have you been able to maintain those relationships? And have you found it to be a challenge?
Yeah, my boys, I raised my sons. There were times I even raised my sons by myself through relationships. My first two sons, their mom was my high school sweetheart. So married her. Relationship didn't last. Met someone else. She met someone else. And then the next person I met, we had two children. We had two boys. And in the mix, in the middle and the beginning, I had my daughters in my little breaks, and Nick Cannon stuff happens. So,
look, we're not gonna put you completely on blast, but you were busy. I get it.
Yeah, but you know what? The beauty about it, though, I've always been in my children's lives. If I couldn't be there, all of us, we had a great relationships with my daughter's mothers. And we made sure we got together. We made sure we got together on the holidays and made sure that they spoke on the phone. We were really quite a tight-knit family. My youngest daughter, I mean, hell, I raised her from the time she was born. And
that's a different mom.
Yeah, that's a different mother. And that's after she was born 14 years later. When I thought, I ain't having no more kids. And she came out of nowhere. She said, wait a minute.
Remember, you were still getting it in.
Right,
so
right.
There you go.
Yeah. So, and I have been, since the pandemic, I've been with her. I raised her, for a long time. She's 12 years old now, and I'm with her every day. So that's my heart.
That is so sweet. Yeah. Totally loves you, doesn't she?
Yes, she does. She has nothing bad to. I just get on her nerves, though.
Yeah, I'm sure after a while, because you're like a big kid too, though.
I know, right?
She probably was like, "Dad, settle down."
I know, right?
You're doing too much. Right. So, what do you think has been the biggest lesson you've learned as a parent with 7 kids?
The biggest lesson that I've learned as a parent with 7 children, really, I made a post not too long ago on social media, and really just take your time and breathe. Sometimes when you're in this entertainment world, it can take you by storm. And I've had some storms. I mean, to go from some of these big markets to having a syndicated show and just being thrust into this world. Sometimes you have to really sit still and understand that more than anything, while you're trying to take care of your children, they matter. And all the money in the world that you make means absolutely nothing to them. As long as you can be there with them and for them, that's what truly matters. And don't let anything, when it comes to a parent, don't let life suck away life when it comes to you.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. You might want to put that on a T-shirt or something.
I know, right?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
So of course we're talking about the love of your kids.
Yes.
What do you know about love in general when it comes to relationships? What do you know about love?
I know that love is a beautiful thing, and I love love. Love is hard work. It really is. I mean, sometimes we say that we know what love is, but love is kind and gentle, and love is patient. I've learned that. I've learned that through love. I had to actually sit myself down and say, boy, look at here. This is what love is. And I've had to, learn that when you love a person, you're not selfish. You know, you put them first. Yeah, you just do everything for someone if you love them, and that's just a little bit of what I learned.
A little bit
about love.
So, what's your current status? Are you married now, single, separated, looking?
What's that other status? What's that other status that's on
I don't know what it is. Tell me. Your other?
Yeah. It's complicated.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, complicated. So that's why I asked you, what you know about love. So has there been a life lesson when you look over your complicated relationships or love relationships? Have there been a life lesson that you could take away and say, okay, I know I'm not going to do this again, or I want to be leery of that again, or I know for sure I'm going to always do this?
One of my biggest life lessons is, and when I really think about me and my past relationships, is love is a serious thing. The word "I love you," those words, they sit in a person's core, and when you say those words, and they expect for you to love them.
Yeah.
And when you don't, keep up your end of the bargain, you leave behind so much carnage, so many broken hearts.
Yes.
And at my age, thinking about the things that I've gone through, it really breaks my heart when I think about some of the things that I've done. And I didn't do anything that was so scandalous, but the fact that I've broken hearts in my life before, I mean, that hurts my core. Because we don't really think about it. We tell ourselves that stuff happens in relationships.
Yeah.
But when it comes to matters of the heart, we don't know that that can really damage a person for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely.
For the rest of their lives. My first kid's mom, I mean, I was her high school sweetheart. We were each other's high school sweetheart. And I think that relationship probably lasted maybe 5 years total. Okay. 5 years, I would say.
That's a long time if you're a high school sweetheart.
And you have 2 kids, right?
And you have to,
and
how you do it?
That was 30 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But still today, I know it burns her. Really? I know it still hurts her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Rick.
Yeah.
Well, did you say you're sorry?
I have a bunch of times.
Did you mean it though? Did you mean it?
I really did. I mean, shoot. I mean, there was one episode even with my daughter's mother. I went over there and I just want to apologize, for how I've treated the mother. We didn't fight or anything, but just the whole beginning of the relationship, from dating her to promising her things and not, fulfilling them, and all of it. I literally sat there and cried.
Oh.
In their arms on their couch.
Wow. That's a vulnerable moment.
Yeah.
Did you feel better after you done that? Did you feel like something had been lifted off of you?
I did. And it really came from a pure place. It really did. It came from a truly pure place. And my daughter, she we made up and we were cool, and still today, I make her sick. So
I totally get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
She's 20. She's in her 20s, so that's gonna happen. I'm waiting for that to wear off. So.
Oh my gosh.
Not because of that, but it's because it's just.
I know. I get it. It takes. I think it takes a lot for anybody to be vulnerable like that, and especially men, because you guys don't even like doing it. You don't even like having the talk.
Right.
But I mean, that's a good thing. So I'm glad you did that.
Thank you.
Yeah, for your sake and your daughter's sake and for her mom's sake, for sure. So we're shifting gears again. We got to talk about radio.
Let's go.
Because you've been doing it forever. And so, when I met you, I mentioned it earlier that I'm like, he is not human. He cannot be this good. He can't be. and good to people. And so what attracted me to you specifically, I'm sure a lot of people can attest to this, is your sincerity to give back. Like you really want to help people for real. And it seemed so authentic, and it is authentic.
Right.
So that's a gift. I think to teach is a gift. And you realize that though, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you don't, you carry that with you. And I had mentioned it before that it seems like it should be a lot of pressure though. So when you wake up in the morning, what are your thoughts when it comes to giving back to people? Do you wake up saying, I'm going to give back to people today. I'm going to give to 10 people. It's a part of who you are, I think. I don't even know if you think about it.
Yeah. I think about that. I always think about, I can't say I necessarily wake up. But somewhere in my day, I always find myself doing something for people. Like if I don't do anything for myself, the fact that I've done something for other people, my mission has been complete. I mean, there's so many things that I have on the shelf, so many ideas. I mean, I consider myself an innovator when it comes to things. And some of the things that I see today, I'm like, I saw this in my sleep 20 years ago, 10 years ago,
Isn't that something?
So,
yeah. That's good.
And then if I don't get it done, I'm always looking for people who I can pass the baton to who will get the work done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think has changed in radio? What do you think of some of the biggest changes in radio?
I think one of the biggest changes in radio is the introduction of podcasts. Yeah. Podcast is hurting radio. I mean, there's definitely a place for radio, but the truth of the matter, I was going to ask,
is there a place now? Because I talked to someone, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I talked to somebody who was saying, and he's an analyst, right? He looks at all the data, and he's like, I think radio is going to die off in the next 10 years.
I feel it. I feel that it's going to. I feel like there's a place, though. I mean, when you think about the audience, the people that still listen to radio, they're a lot older. And a lot of them are, they're getting older. They're dying off.
Right.
So
that's why it's going to die off. The people listening dying off.
Yeah. So back in the day, it was about the music. The music was the messenger. Yeah. Today, people without the music are the messengers.
Isn't that something?
Isn't that something? Forget the music, forget the lyrics. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to know what's on your mind. We live in a different generation today. And maybe it's just history repeating itself. Because we had a lot of talkers back in the day. Maybe it's just history repeating itself. But I want to think about the advent of podcasts and the tubes, the YouTubes, and all of that. It's like this is like talk radio on steroids. I mean, you thought. I mean, people thought, like, I listened to NPR. I'm like, you listen to NPR? That's still radio. I mean, I listen to regular people speaking every day.
Regular people
about
speaking
stuff.
Every day.
Yeah.
About stuff.
Yeah, stuff that I can relate to. Yeah.
Wow. So what do you see you fitting into all of this in terms of radio? Like, what would be your next dream job? Or are you already doing it? What's next for Rick?
Oh, man. I think, honestly, I want to kind of delve into so many other things. I love the fact that first of all, that you can monetize podcasts. So when I look at Joe Budden and I look at Joe Rogan, who had $100 million Spotify deal, I'm like, shoot, if he can do that, I can do that.
Right.
Yeah. So when I think about that, I can do it on television or YouTube. You can monetize these things. Another thing I've kind of played around with the thought of purchasing radio stations. So I've been in 2 deals, kind of looking at radio stations, just another way to have income coming in.
That's right.
But I still love talking. I still love speaking. So I love the fact that you can monetize a YouTube. Anything can go from there. I mean, I still have aspirations to do a talk show, a television show, not a sit down talk show, but maybe like a Kelly and Ryan or some type of fun information. There's so many things that I want to do. And that's the beauty about when you're in radio for so long. It reminds me of what Tabitha Brown said about her husband. And Wendy Williams had a problem with it. Baby, you don't have to do nothing else. Like a little kid in the candy store. What do you want to do? What do you aspire to do? Oh, I want to do YouTube. I want to do a podcast. I want to do a TV show.
That's right. And why can't you?
Yeah. And you know what I thought about too? This is going to blow your mind too.
What?
Because I never had anything. I was literally thinking about going to get a job. Don't laugh at me. As a bag boy at a grocery store.
No, you weren't.
I swear.
And why?
Because
why?
I just felt like I just wanted to. Like I wanted to see what it felt like to be normal.
Yeah. To have a regular gig.
Yeah. I mean, I do
Not
voiceover,
in the
right?
Industry.
Right. I do voiceover every day, still for radio and television, and that's there. But I would love to just kind of get up and go, let me go bag some groceries today,
And you know what?
Yeah.
You can.
Oh, even
You
Uber.
can do it.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I Ubered now.
Yeah. Oh, you have?
Yes.
Man,
yes.
I have really thought about that because I just wanted to just get out the damn house and just do something.
I did that. I lasted 2 weeks.
Right.
But I still did it.
Right.
Because I'm like, I'm not really feeling.
Why'd you do it?
Why did I do extra money? Obviously, because I was kind of like in between the radio gigs, and I was like, Janine, you could just Uber.
Right.
You set your own hours, and people are saying that they were making like $6,000 and $7,000 up to $1,000 a week just driving. I was like, okay, I can do this.
Right.
But you got to really like it. You got to really like to drive.
And that's the other thing too. It's not even really a wise. Listen, my thing is this: it doesn't matter what you do and how much money a person makes. If you're at home doing nothing at all, right? And I thought about this: if I'm doing nothing at all, because I'm not, if I'm sitting here on my computer, hell, hop in an Uber and go make some money.
I just like the experience.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is so freeing and cool.
That's what I like. I mean, why not? I mean, we can do whatever we want to do. I mean, we
can do whatever we want to do.
Yeah. I don't want to be just
so
defined by, he was the great, or he was a great whatever.
Voiceover guy.
And people say, like, when you're gone, like, how do you want to be remembered? I'm like, I'm be gone. I don't be remembered. I mean, it don't matter to me how I'm be remembered. I don't care. Like you don't want a street named after you at school. I'm like, I'm gonna be gone, bro. Like, it don't matter to me.
Your legacy, though, you want your legacy to continue, right? Like through your kids.
Yeah. So what I want to happen is, more than anything, I want people to remember how I made them feel. That's the most important thing to me. How did I make people feel? And I want them to pass it on. 'Tis the reason why I call my my voiceover class that I'm starting to put on steroids and allow it to work itself. It will be called the Rick Party method, and it's my own method of how I teach.
Yeah.
So I love that. Yeah, and I mean, the Rick Party method is it's really just like it's a lesson, but also a one-on-one conversation. And
that's good.
Yeah. So.
Well, you're a natural. I mean, that's what you do.
Thank
you
you.
attract people, you teach people, you love on people, you make people laugh. I mean, that's all to me a gift.
Thank you.
That not everybody has. So
thank you.
No, thank you. I know somebody's listening to this right now saying, if y'all don't shut up, yuck. Okay, so I want to do something fun.
Let's go.
All right, so I'm going to throw out some phrases and you finish it, okay?
Okay.
Your favorite food is?
Spaghetti.
Really?
I love spaghetti. And I love the sauce mixed in too. I don't like it separate.
Chop it up with the bread?
Yes.
Lord have mercy. All right.
Yes.
Your favorite city to live?
My favorite city to live, I would have to say here in South Florida.
Really?
Yeah. Because Miami is not just it's not everything that people see on TV. It's not the partying and it's not the people on the beaches. That's, most people that live in Miami don't go to Miami, Yeah.
Right.
And it's my kids have been here and the weather is nice and it's just so good to the body. It's so good to the body. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Favorite quiet place?
My favorite quiet place is In the bed.
Wow.
Seriously, in the bed.
Alone?
Well, you know. But you know what? No, I'm in all honesty. You know, I do like honestly, like when I'm not working, and like say if I voice a commercial, I literally go to the bed,
really,
and lie down. Yes.
Yeah, because it takes a lot out of you.
It really does. Yeah.
As we've learned in your voiceover classes.
Yeah.
Favorite guilty pleasure?
Oh, ice cream, vanilla ice cream.
Just plain vanilla.
Plain vanilla. I like all the flavors now. You know, in order. I like vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. I don't like that Neapolitan stuff. That's weird to me.
So much to have it all together.
Yeah,
you want it all separate.
And it's really guilty. And I call it a guilty pleasure because I'm lactose intolerant, right?
Oh wow!
So
that could be violent.
Oh, my daughter used to see her when she comes in the room when I have it.
Oh my God,
Dad! Oh my God, Dad!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, just a couple more. The last time you said WTF.
Oh man, let's see. We had an accident here. We have a little pool back here, and we had like a hurricane wind, and it blew the gates. You know, tore up the gates. So we were having new gates put in, and they were drilling to make room for the new gates, and they hit a water pipe coming from the lake that's behind the house.
Oh my
goodness. And it's attached to the sprinklers too, right?
Oh wow!
So water was sprouting all in the air. It was crazy. It was just. And
you said,
"What the?" Oh my God!
That sounds like that's deserving of a WTF for sure. All right, what scares you the most?
What scares me the most? Is receiving that phone call that something's happened to my children. Yeah. Something bad. Or my loved ones. That scares me the most. And besides going too dark, what scares me the most is leaving this earth without making sure that they're equipped and ready for life, what life has to offer.
Yeah. Your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. What makes you happy? What makes you happy the most?
Seeing other people happy. Other people happy.
Of course it does.
That really makes me happy. Like seeing other people. I'm telling you, I can watch something on television, and I know it can be. I know it's acting, but I can sit there and television watching them. Like,
so you get emotional. You cry at movies. Seriously?
Yes, I'm an empath. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes,
I'm an empath. It. If you were not a radio personality, you would be
an artist. I would say I would probably paint.
Really?
Yeah. I think I would have, because I started sketching when I was a kid, and then I got into painting. I think I would have been another like black artist or something like that.
Wow.
Because I love art. I still love art today.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Rick Party, it has been a pleasure.
Thank you, Janine. It's been a pleasure.
Getting to know you even better.
Yes.
This has been great.
Got to come back again.
Absolutely. And you know you have to say, so the name of the podcast is Yes, Honey. And you know how I say it, right?
How you say it?
Yes, honey!
Oh my God, I got to say it like that.
Can you say it like that?
Everybody, thanks for listening to
Yes, honey!
Oh my God.
I love it. That was good.
Thanks for having me.
Inspired by this edition of Yes, Honey.
Yes, honey.
Catch this and other Yes, Honey podcast episodes on Spotify and Apple. And you can follow JD on social media at JD Diva on Instagram and Facebook, and on Twitter at JD Diva10.
You are now officially my aunt, a radio. Oh my God.
Yes, honey. Like and subscribe to my YouTube, Janine Davis.